Stiffler.
How's it going?
And what we know as Stiffler. What's up, brother?
How you doing?
It's good to see you.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Desert Armory, what's going on? Don J, how are you? Safely strapped. Live life, what's going on, brother? G23, what's going on, man? Biblical Ballistics, how's it going? Oh, thank you. Right on, rooting for Jesus, what's going on, brother? Welcome, everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Showing off a little bit of crocodile green right here. Let's see if we get off to these comments. Got off work just in time. Right on. Alabama in the house. Yeah, we've been off lives for a little bit, taking a little bit of a break from it. You start to run out of things to talk about for a little bit, you know what I mean? Hey, thank you about the coins. Yep, got a couple of Stiffler ones here. This one here from SHOT Show. And this one here from the Arizona Citizens Defense League. Local version of, like, you know, the NRA or Gun Owners of America, FPC, that kind of thing. Good seeing you all here. Oh, yeah. That was a song that was playing, was part of a video. We were talking with Pistol Pete at SHOT Show. He did a little short video with us. Brian Flyman, what's going on? For the 48, no, but I can tell you today we are doing pre-range testing with the 26. So I can tell you that. I know, right? Yeah, not a lot of fanfare for St. Patrick's Day. Hasn't been a whole lot of it since like COVID, when they tried shutting down all the bars. Yeah, 26 is being worked on, doing some range testing with the 26. But today is St. Patrick's Day. So some of you might have seen our sale. Some of you might have been seeing what we were working on. And I have one of them right here, the St. Patty's camo that we've been working on. It's only available this week. Sale ends on the 19th. So we are only making these this week. It has a mixture of all of our greens, OD, OD, what was it? Mil-Spec OD green, Green Mamba, Jesse James Eastern Front green, Crocodile green. Yep, just all of our greens turned into an urban style camo. Which I think turned out pretty dang cool. This here is our SM17 Viper, done in that St. Patty's Day camo. And once it's over, we're not making it again until maybe next year. So get it while you can. Oh, thank you, Desert Armory. Yeah, the Viper's pretty awesome. We made it during our first year back in 2023. Funny enough, we were actually working on it to make this slide for another company, and last minute they backed out, and it became our best-selling slide for like a year and a half, 2 years, up until we came out with the Turbo. So the Turbo being this one over here. Oh, heck yeah, safe and strapped. Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons we were making it is distributors and vendors were asking for a 26. Glock store has the 26X, and the 26 has spiked in some popularity. People are asking for it, so yeah, we're making it. We have 2 models for the 26 currently in pre-production, and I can't give you a timeline on when they'll be ready, but we are working on them. And there is some range testing going on. So, yep, we will have a new model sometime soon in the very near future for the Glock 26, Gen 4, Gen 5. Well, I say Gen 4, Gen 5, but for those of you that know, you can step up and step down Glock by generation by swapping a few parts. Glock is like Legos, so you can put a 19 Gen 3 on a Gen 4, Gen 5, on a 19X, on the 45 Gen 5. Same thing with others, 26s, 27s, 17s. You can step them up and down various models. Oh, that's awesome to hear. Thank you, Biblical Ballistics. For those of you who haven't checked out Biblical Ballistics, check out their channel. They're newer to the gun scene, but looks like possible good things in the future. So I mean, give them a look. Check out their channel. Check out their site. Give them a follow, because that's what all of it's about, right? Stay 2A every day and support the 2A wall. Because we know here on YouTube and here on some other places, Meta umbrella. Anything with Gemini AI, 2A is not the way with all of those websites. G23, thank you. Yeah, we've talked to other businesses, and I'm sad to say, for those of you that want 40 cal, a lot of vendors and distributors are just not interested. When I was at SHOT Show, I reached out to a lot of businesses, a lot of vendors and distributors. Hey, what do you guys want to do with 40 cal? And none of them wanted anything to do with it. Safely strapped. Yeah, we could procure Midnight Bronze. Feel free to reach out to our sales email, sales@stifflermanufacturing.com. We could get it, but you might end up with like an additional stocking fee. It'll be Justine's decision on that. She'll make the final call, because we stock burnt bronze. If it's a color we don't normally stock, we have to order it, which isn't an issue. We just have to order it, and the whole reason there might be a stocking fee is if we don't get to sell enough of that color, we kind of have to eat the cost on ordering that Cerakote. And if you look up Cerakote, it's not too cheap. It's not too cheap, especially when you order it in large quantities. But for samples, I think the fee is like an extra 30 to 40, somewhere in there for that, just to stock it. So it's not horrible. It's not a horrible upcharge for that one, but reach out to sales@stifflermanufacturing.com, ask about it. If it's a color we're planning on getting, there might not even be a stocking fee, because there's certain colors that we've gotten where we didn't, charge the customer, but that's Justine's wheelhouse. She makes those decisions. Painting is her area. Yeah, burnt bronze is amazing. I've got a burnt bronze right here, actually. So we'll remove the St. Patty's camo for a moment. And right here we have a burnt bronze. Complete, too. SM17 Turbo in burnt bronze. ELD Performance Barrel, 416R stainless steel, black nitride coating. The upper parts kit in this one is from SET Manufacturing, and then the sights are Glock OEM. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think we looked at Midnight Bronze once, but when we were getting asked for like bronze, a lot of the other businesses we were talking to, they're just like, yeah, we want burnt bronze. Seems like burnt bronze hit the popularity. Midnight looks pretty good. Yeah, unless we get a deal with a different company, Sean. Yeah, SET upper parts kits is what we're using. They're solid. They're good price. Are there better ones out there? Yeah, absolutely. You can definitely get better parts kits out there, but they work and they'll get you started if you want to upgrade later. Definitely. But yeah, SCT is our standard at the moment. Same with the barrels. The barrels are from ELD Performance. That's our standard at the moment. Are there better barrels out there? Yes. Will these get you started? Absolutely. I've got an ELD Performance barrel in one of my builds, and it just runs and guns. No issues with it so far. But I'm also not a competitive shooter, not anymore anyway. I used to go to a few competitions. Nothing crazy, but for competitive shooters, yeah, they're definitely going to want, better parts kits and better barrels. Right on, subbing to each other. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, they work great. I know some people, when they do their builds, they got issues with stacking tolerances. That's just something everybody's got to dial in on their own specific build. When you got too many different parts from too many different companies, stuff like that can happen. So it's just something you got to dial in yourself on your own specific build. As I'm digging through a few things in here. But that's why we like ours set up. We've tested ours with SET, with the ELD barrel, and on a PSA frame, OEM frames, SCT frames too. And, there's still some frames out there we don't own, but thankfully customers have been able to help us out, like Grit Grips, for example. We don't own one, but we know our slides work with them. But it's nice for us to have P80 too. We've got some P80s in the shop. And when we go through the production line, it's just we test the slides on each one, make sure the parts fit before it goes off. Yeah, and like Don J confirmed, hey, Gen 5 firing pins work in the, we use a modified Gen 5 firing pin hole. That might change as we get closer to working on Gen 5s ourselves. For our older Stiffler Manufacturing slides back in 2023, we utilized the slotted Gen 3 firing pin hole, but later on, it's kind of hard to tell on the camera, we switched to a modified circular Gen 5 firing pin hole, and the Gen 3 and Gen 5 firing pins work in it. And Don J was able to confirm that with his builds, and we haven't had any issues with it. But again, everybody's build's different. Sometimes you got to make some adjustments. That's the whole fun of making your own build. Yeah, RX. That's right. We have an RXM now too. So yeah, we've been able to run it on RXM. G23s run it on RXM. And so for the Ruger RXM, which is a Glock clone frame, it works. Which I think Ruger partnered with Magpul for that one, if I remember right. And honestly, I see more stuff. Granted, Ruger's going to face the same legal issues Glock has faced from, what's that group called? Everytown USA and a few others, where they have issues with Glock because of the switches and so forth. Once they get past that hurdle, I see more stuff going on with the RXM frame. The RXM frame, whether people realize it or not, has opened up some interesting possibilities. So the RXM frame is definitely something to keep an eye on. Yeah, and that's the thing to check out too. I had a brand new Gen 4 Glock 26 firing recoil spring go out on me. Brand new from the factory. And the recoil spring died in the under 60 rounds. And the recoil spring came apart. One of those Gen 4 recoil springs. Stuff happens. You need to inspect your UPKs. You need to inspect your LPKs. If you're having issues, see if there's any hangups anywhere. See if you're getting any drag, any catches. See if something needs to be polished or filed down. And also just check your internals. Make sure nothing's cracked. Make sure nothing has a burr. There's all kinds of little things that can cause little hangups and little hiccups when you're firing. Like we had one guy, he's like, hey, I'm getting light primer strikes and I don't know what the issue is. And we're like, well, hey, have you taken apart your UPK? Have you, like taken it apart, inspected it? Have you made sure it's clean? Do you have any, are you getting any shavings in there? Like what's going on? Do you have any issues with your UPK? He took it apart and his firing pin was cracked. And that's why he was getting light. As soon as he swapped it out, boom, no problems. But that's why he was getting light firing pin strikes, is his firing pin inside was cracked in half. But the only thing that was holding it together was that there was still all the tension on the internals. Everything was still installed. So he was actually still getting some function out of it. No, that's not installed. Do I have one? I don't. I don't have a complete one here. This one's partially complete. It's got the barrel. It's got the recoil spring, but I don't have the internals. That's okay. Let's see who else we got here. Gen 5. Waiting for dinner to show. Yep. I need some dinner soon. Yeah, easy to change them out. Gonna throw a Stiffler on a G-Force RPX9. Man, let us know how it goes. I'd love to see it. Yeah, we test as much as we can. Have we tested every little thing? No, but we test as much as we're able to. And like right now, the 26 that's going to the range for range testing, they're going to put 1,000 rounds through it. And it's going out there on a 26 OEM frame and a P80 frame. And I wish we had a Glock Store 26X frame. We don't. I wish we did. I wish P80 made a 26. I'm not P80, PSA. I wish PSA made a 26. Unfortunately, they don't. So, yeah, we're going out there with the P80, and we are going out there with a Glock OEM frame, which, I mean, honestly, that's the standard. If it runs on an OEM frame, it should run on everything else, barring, stacking tolerances, which does happen. Which, that means you just got to go through all your parts and see what's, causing the hang-up. But, hey, if it runs on OEM, you're solid. It'll be on the channel right on. Leo Precision would test on printed frames. Did they? I know they had OEMs and a P80s. I should print some frames. That'd be fun. But I've been out of it for a little bit on printing frames. I'm sure there's been some better filaments created. But the last time I looked at it, you were lucky to get like 100 to 200 rounds before the frame started breaking apart. And so I don't know what it is now, but that's what it used to be. And so now there's probably better filaments out there. They probably last a lot longer. But I'm curious. I do think 3D printing is definitely the future in the Second Amendment. And some people go like, oh, well, they're hardcore OEM purists, and that's fine. Don't get me wrong. Stuff that comes out of like factory precision is definitely going to be better than, some 3D printed stuff. But when it comes to protecting your Second Amendment rights, when it comes to the future of expressing those rights, you are definitely going to have to see a lot more in the future with 3D printing and home CNC. I think tabletop CNCs are going to be part of the future, as well as 3D printers. And people are going to be able to manufacture their own replacement parts someday. To a degree. Are you going to be able to manufacture everything? No, but I think you are going to be able to manufacture some things in your house, in your own garage, utilizing a tabletop CNC and a 3D printer, and not just gun stuff too, like everyday house stuff. You might need a part to fix something at home. I think honestly that it's going to be part of the future someday. The more that it's invested, the more that people put time into it. So, yes, many states are banning the printing of 2A objects. California is a big one. California has definitely banned that. A lot of others are. So, get a 3D printer soon and play around with it. Yes, they can be expensive. But, play around with it. We have, just as an example, a school teacher that we know. They 3D print toys for kids in the classroom. That's what they use theirs for. And they 3D print little things like shelves and hooks and, little things to hang like school projects on in their classroom. So I think 3D printing is going to become more in the norm in the future. Will they try to regulate it? Will they try to restrict it? Yes. But in the meantime, do what you can with it, figure it out, play around with it. And worst come to worst, you spend some money to have some fun. And even if you don't end up making, 100 frames with it and, doing all kinds of crazy cool stuff 2A way with it, you can definitely do some cool stuff for your family, for your household, for your kids. The stuff you can make with 3D printers is really amazing. Washington State is worse than California. I don't know, man. California's pretty bad at the moment, but Washington, yeah, Washington's bad too. When I was in 7th grade, my teacher had a 3D printer. Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting with the future of things. Can't unless it's to an FFL. Yeah. Yeah, we don't ship to California anymore, and it's because of the laws that they passed recently. So that might change in the future. I'm hoping California loses in court. I'm hoping Californians can. It doesn't seem like a lot of them are happy with their current administration. It doesn't seem like a lot of them are happy with their current legislature. But again, I'm not in California. I don't know what's going down there on the ground. But hopefully they can stand up and resist against it, and hopefully we see some changes either from the Supreme Court or locally from Californians where they finally buck this issue off of them and restore some Second Amendment rights. Bamboo P1s is great. Very affordable, no troubleshooting. Yeah. Hey, Armsman, what's going on, man? Welcome. Isn't bamboo blocking too? I don't know. Are they? I'd like to know if they are. They just passed a 3D printing registration law. They made it a felony to have the file. Yeah, I saw that with California. It's also a felony to tell people how to print or assembly on. Yeah, YouTube has that issue. Excuse me. It doesn't seem like the Green Place has that same issue. If you know, you know. And yeah, it doesn't seem like they have a problem with it there. They definitely have a problem with it here, which should be a huge concern for anyone in the 2A industry, anyone in 2A communities, because our whole thing, before everything else, hey, we have this cool slide, get that. Hey, we have this, get that. Hey, check out this cool item, get that, is safety. It's absolutely safety first. You need to be educated. You need to train. And part of that, you can't be safe unless you're educated and training. And they want people, whether they realize it or not, because this is what it is. They think they're doing a good thing by restricting videos on teaching people how to do 2A stuff. And they're not. In fact, they're creating a more unsafe environment because now all people who are brand new, who don't have a family experienced with 2A, people who don't have a background with it, they were never in the military, or they've never had a firearm before. And now all the knowledge they can get is whatever Hollywood and the media tell them. And what a bunch of gangbanger hood rats tell them on whatever shorts and live streams they're checking out. because the regular responsible 2A community can't make videos on the traditional social media platforms talking about how to safely assemble things and disassemble things, talking about how to safely build things, how to functions check them, and then how to operate them safely. Because we can't have videos like that, but you can have the garbage Hollywood spews out, the garbage politicians spew out, and then for some reason, you can't have responsible gun content, but you can have hood rats, doing drive-bys with a switch, and that stays on Facebook forever. It is what it is. That is, whether they realize it or not, they, through their over restriction on teaching people safety, they are now creating an unsafe environment. Yes, knowledge is power, and they're stripping it away. And honestly, you can't do it this much. It's like that politician out of Texas who constantly spews incorrect gun information. She's doing it on purpose at this point. You cannot be that ignorant that long and it not be on purpose. They are purposely spreading misinformation. Yeah, I do too. The only thing that I don't like about it is that on the green place, it seems like the streaming quality is worse and the camera angle is worse. And it's a little harder to use for mobile. But other than that, I like what they let us do there. There's a lot more we can do. We can do strap checks there. You can do a lot more stuff over at the green place that is okay, and they're okay with it. You can touch things and manipulate things on screen that you can't do here. Hey, Josh D, what's going on, man? And I think that's a lot better environment for what we do. But we still have to pop on here because people are creatures of habit. People like their platforms. It's like, why are we still active on Facebook, even though we know Meta is incredibly anti-2A? Because people are creatures of habit. They like Facebook, even though they know it's anti-2A. Why do we still have an eBay store? Because people are creatures of habit. Is eBay anti-2A? Yes, they are. But we can still post products there, and we do, and people like using it. They have a preference for it. They would rather buy there than on the website. It's just what people like. So we still have a presence there. A lot of other businesses still have a presence there because of that. People are creatures of habit. In the 2A community, people need to start getting used to, and I get this is a big jump for a lot of people. You need to start getting used to the concept of jumping platforms, which is really crappy, right? Like, you think, hey, you found a platform you like, it's got good communities, it's easy to use, or at the very least, you've gotten used to how to use it. But then all of a sudden, the platform becomes restrictive. But you're comfortable. And in that comfortability, they got you. So you need to be ready to jump platforms to stay 2A every day. Like, why are we over at the green place? Because they don't mind what we post. Why are we over at Trigger Hill? Because it's a 2A social media platform. Are we as big there as we are here? No. But we're still posting over there. It's, so check out Trigger Hill, check out Rumble, check out these other places, because eventually I think they are going to restrict 2A completely here or on anything Meta. It's going to happen. We're just running on borrowed time at this point. Absolutely, G23. What are your thoughts on the government moving Department of Education to the Department of Labor? I haven't seen much about that, Safely Strapped. Running that Zoom 17 slide with the Lone Wolf frame, 100,000 or 100,000 rounds got 1,000 rounds through it as of Sunday. Really good stuff, dude. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Feel free to post it on like our or tag us in Instagram or over there on Facebook. We'd be happy to see it. We'd love to see the slide. Armsman, I've gotten a little bit of engagement. I'm not sure how well tagging works on here. We're still a little new to it, so I'll drop the. Actually, it's just triggerhill.com/Stiffler_manufacturing. I'll just pop that. I'll see if let me know if this shows up in the chat. Sometimes YouTube is not okay with posting links. So let me know if that pops in the chat. I do need to do more posting there. I've seen some stuff from other people. We've gotten a few likes here and there, a few followers, I think. But is it anywhere big? No. Like Washington Gun Law is over there. Safely Strapped is over on Trigger Hill. Who else am I following over there? My content is private. You cannot see this content due to its privacy. It's my content. Well, that's not a good sign. But yeah, it's new and we're checking it out, and I'm hoping it grows and becomes something big for us. They do have a marketplace there, supposedly, where you can add listings, but I haven't used it yet. So I've got to explore Trigger Hill some more. See a lot, like I'm following Gun Owners of America over there. Lot of different people that we're following. Who else am I following? Oh, it looks like some accounts have disappeared. Okay. Ah, well. You know, so yeah, I got to check some more stuff out on there. Oh, good. Thanks, Josh. Thanks. Sometimes it does not show. Shows, but not clickable. Okay. Yeah, ever since Gemini has been added to YouTube, it has not been very 2A friendly. I mean, it wasn't very 2A friendly before, but it's definitely not now. And so a lot of people are getting caught up in their web, unfortunately. We haven't, but I think a lot of it is because of what we do. All we're doing is the slides. We don't have frames in the background. There's less for them to nag at us about. But that might change. That very well might change in the future. Yeah, at the very least. I mean, like, if you look at our link bio, we're posted on almost everything. Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Clapper, YouTube, Rumble, Twitter, Blue Sky, Behind Enemy Lines, Trigger Hill. I don't know why the heck I have a Pinterest still. Might have to get rid of that. I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave it up. Our Reddit link is still there, though we have long since been banned from Reddit. Yeah, Reddit is incredibly anti-2A. Reddit is not your friend if you are a friend of the Second Amendment. Oh yeah, we're also banned on Linktree. Yep. Linktree is also anti-2A. Yes, Josh, same for us. We don't get everybody's push notifications. We don't get notifications that people are live, that people have made content. And we don't get notifications when people tag us and stuff too. Like, well, they'll make a video at Stiffler. I made this, I made this build, and we don't get a notification. So YouTube is absolutely restricting us. They're restricting a lot of 2A accounts. We don't even get notifications. Pistol Pete is live a lot. We don't get notifications that he's live. I just have to manually go to his account and check periodically. And I do. And I check with other people's accounts as well. You have to check periodically, unfortunately. Yeah, same, Armsman. I would get a few hundred people in lives, and now I'm lucky to get 10 to 20. If I'm on a good day, I'm lucky to get 10 to 20. YouTube, it's not really a place for us anymore, but people are creatures of habit, and we have to keep trying here. Plus, I want to see that thing hit 2K just before we abandon it completely. I do have to get more people over at Rumble. How many do I have so far at Rumble? I've got 86 followers on Rumble. Apparently, if I get 100, it unlocks a few more things for us. So I do have to get a few more people on Rumble. We'll have to try for that. DLD After Dark's been doing a good job on Rumble. So he's been getting a lot more. There we go. Swap that out. And let's change this one out too. Yeah, they've restricted a lot, G23, unfortunately. But yeah, I will be on the live later with Dark over on Rumble. We just wanted to pop on here to show you guys this. And if you are interested in getting one, the sale's only good for 2 more days. It's a limited run. Once they're out, they're out. You know, will we do it again next year? I don't know. So if you want one, it's going to have to happen this week. No, we're working on 26 slides. They are in progress. Smith Customs, how's it going? Yeah, once we get done with the 26, the plan is to start working on a 43. I can't give a timeline, though. We don't have a timeline. Yeah, we had some up as merch before SHOT Show, but then we took the rest to SHOT Show and gave them out there. So we need to get some more. That'll happen eventually. Will they be the same ones? I think we're going to do a new design. Right now on the merch for the website, there are shirts. So you can get Stiffler t-shirts on the website if you want. But yeah, there are plans to expand that eventually. We did have stickers and patches and stuff on there, but a lot of that we gave out at SHOT Show. Right on. Yeah, we've got a few. We got a few left, but not enough to put up on the website again. Yeah, we'll do more next. We're planning on going to SHOT Show again next year. That's like 9 months away though, so won't know more until like the month before. No, we've been to a local gun show recently. We'll probably go again. I don't know if we'll set up a table or not, but at the very least we'll attend. Yeah, if you get to go and we're going, I don't know if we'll have the same booth area again, but you know, if you're there, head on over and check our booth out. Ran a Tactical, how's it going? Happy St. Patrick's Day. Gerald, welcome. Yeah, this is the one we're doing for this week. This one here is the SM17 Viper in St. Patty's camo. It's all the greens we use currently in the shop. Yeah, we have complete slides, Josh. If there's not one currently listed, just reach out to us on the website or at our sales email, and you can request it and say, hey, I'd like this slide complete. SM 19 and 17 for the Viper. They're compatible with the Generation 3 Glock 19 and the Glock 17. So this one here is one for our 17s. I've got some 19s back here as well. Thank you. This week we're doing a St. Patrick's sale. So it's some exclusive slides that are only getting made for St. Patrick's Day. One like one of this one right here. The rest of these we all have on the website as well. 19s, 17s, standard, ported, different styles. All 17-4 stainless steel, all coated in Cerakote in-house. To a veteran, welcome. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, we do different stencils too. Camos, lightnings, tiger stripes. The helmet, yeah. Front grip and top grip serrations. Little design work there in the middle. And of course they're all Trijicon RMR flat optic cut with an RMR cover plate. The cover plate's made of aluminum. A lot of companies use plastic. Those tend to crack and break over time or during your range trip. The aluminum plates are going to last a heck of a lot longer. Thank you. Yeah, we've been doing this for over 3 years now. Oh, thank you for the likes. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, yeah, the plates are a lot better. People have gotten a lot of plastic ones in the past, and that was the big complaint, is that they would tighten down the arm arc or the plate screws too much and it would crack, or they'd be in the middle of shooting at the range and they'd fly off and they'd lose them because they were so light, or that they would just break over time from holstering it, from shooting it. But the aluminum ones, if they fly off, you're going to hear it. They're a little slightly heavier, but not so heavy that it's going to impact your build. So, yeah, the aluminum ones are definitely better. But yeah, if you guys want to check us or talk with us later, we'll be on Rumble with DLD After Dark. And I think, let's see, what is it? Today is, what, Tuesday? So should also be Black Diamond Guns and Gear or Flying Rich or Red Dawn. One of them on there with him. Let's imagine if we put suppressor, height sights, slide plus, make thread, barrel, torch laser on it. Yeah, yeah, it would. That'd be pretty cool. And yes, we've tested them with a suppressor. So that has also happened. All right. But yeah, check us out over on Rumble. I'll drop the link for that. There we are. Yeah. Check us out over on Rumble. We'll be over there again later. But I got to head off and get some more work done. So thank you guys for joining us. And as always, stay 2A every day.